Welcome back to Savage Simplicity Storytellers, where I talk with smart women who are doing smart things to simplify their lives. I'm your host, Bernadette Hill, and today's episode is about creativity, communication, and the quiet magic of choosing to believe in what's possible. Today I'm joined by Valerie Billings Swayne, a beloved local artist here in Benicia, California. By the time she was a kid, Valerie was already a paid artist, and eventually, her mural work even caught the attention of HGTV. Now, you'll find her work in shop windows all over town, leading joyful paint and sip gatherings that connect community through creativity. Welcome to Savage Simplicity, where I talk with smart women who are building lives that work for them. My name is Bernadette Hill, and today I'm joined by Valerie Billings Swayne.
Hello.
Local Benicia artist. You mentioned earlier that you actually learned to draw before you could talk. Is that right?
Or at least spoke well. Speaking is not my strong suit, including public speaking, but I think I've just kind of used my visual art as a way to kind of communicate my feelings and like my passions and things like that. It just kind of comes more naturally to me to communicate visually than with words.
Right. And how were your parents?
They were super supportive. My mom was a preschool teacher, and so I was always really inspired by the things she would do for the class, just coming up with lesson plans and building things out of cardboard. I was actually telling her this the other day. It's like, remember the big submarine you made out of cardboard and you cut out little like manholes for the kids to like put their face through? And she's like, I don't even remember that. And I was like, that was one of the things that really, I think, inspired me to start doing murals, was because she just made a big thing out of nothing. Mm-hmm. And all the kids just thought it was the greatest thing ever. You're like being able to look through the windows and play, like pretend like you're actually in a submarine. And I think that's kind of what I try to do now, is similar.
Your parents were so supportive that actually you got your first paid gig when you were still a kid, right?
Yes, my dad actually worked for a stationery company. I think he was in accounting, but somehow he was able to get my work into his boss, and they ended up commissioning me to draw a Santa Claus, and it was the naughty or nice list. So the stationery was the scrolled paper with Santa writing the list of who was naughty and nice, like in the corner, and then you could kind of write your own Christmas list or your to-do list on there. So that was really exciting to feel like somebody important liked my artwork at such a young age. I think I was probably like third grade at the time.
Wow, so that's like 9 or 10?
Yeah.
How have you made your life as an artist since then? I know that you were in Texas for a while.
Yeah. Murals kind of just found me in Texas. It was like during the early to mid 2000s when people really like to do like the gaudy stuff. I would do like angels up in the 2-story ceilings. It was really fun doing like mansions in Texas. It was a very interesting time.
How long were you there?
I was there for about 13 years.
13 years. And when did you come to Benicia?
I moved here just right before COVID. During COVID, my husband had lost his job, and so I went onto a Benicia page and was like, I will paint your windows and I'll do anything, just let me paint your windows. And so that's what I was doing for work when he lost his job. And so when I came back here, everyone remembered me and wanted to immediately hire me to do windows again. So it was kind of like I had it already, this whole built-in client base when I moved back. So it was pretty awesome.
Wow. So you kind of lived a charmed life as an artist. Right away you were recognized when you were young for your artistic ability. And then somehow you got found in Texas. So you started painting murals, and then you've been back here twice and actually have already built a clientele.
Yeah.
Now you've been on HGTV, right?
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
That was like a dream come true for me. I always wanted to be on HGTV, like growing up, and then especially in like the early 2000s, I would watch all of the home improvement shows, and I just like dreamed of being on one of them. And one day, actually, I got this message, and it was in my spam box of all places. I'm lucky I even saw it, but it was for this TV show called HGTV'd, which is kind of like Punk'd, where they like do it's almost like a prank, or they show up on your doorstep, you're not expecting them, and then they redecorate a room in your house. And so they asked me to do a mural on one of the episodes, but I ended up making friends with all of the producers and the people on the cast, and so I ended up just being on the whole first season of the series.
The series.
Yeah.
That is so cool. So what were you doing on the show?
I was doing painting. I was doing, the first one I was on, it was like a Moroccan ceiling where it had Moroccan stars up on the ceiling, and then I'm trying to think if there was something else. I think that was the first job, and then after that I just made myself useful, basically. Mm-hmm. I was like, I'll paint the railing, I will do the base coat. I was doing the kinds of stuff that I probably normally wouldn't do, but I just wanted to continue working with them, and just being around like a project where like so many people are so creative and working together to create something really awesome was so much fun and so inspiring.
What did that, first of all, you mentioned manifesting, mm-hmm. right? You believe that you manifested that commission when you were a child, and that you manifested that HGTV opportunity. Can you tell us a little bit about what that means, what manifesting your destiny means for you?
Well, I feel like when I was younger, I did feel more charmed, like when you mentioned that word. I felt like I was really charmed and got a lot of lucky breaks and things, and I felt like manifesting came super easy to me back then. And then after just being a stay-at-home mom and COVID happening, I kind of felt like I just hit this time period where everything became difficult and everything became like, everything became like survival mode. Mm-hmm. And so ever since that time period, I'm trying to relearn how to draw positivity back to myself and like manifest things. And it's a lot more difficult now, but it's kind of like building momentum back up. I think that's the hardest part, is because once you kind of like flatline like you did during COVID, where everything stopped and halted, mm-hmm. it's really hard to like get back into the momentum of being creative or manifesting or just drawing like positivity into your life in general. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Well, you happen to move to an artist community. Mm-hmm. Benicia is this little town, this little bedroom town kind of off the San Francisco, and kind of a little gem.
Yes.
Not many people know it's here, but it is an artist community.
Yes.
How have you found the community since you moved back here?
I love it. I love that everybody here really appreciates artwork. They appreciate artists and creativity, and they value that. There's a lot of places you could move where that wouldn't be something people are interested in, like in a more of a techie kind of area. They might not like that or be as into it as they do in like a cute little town like this.
Now, we met when I first moved here about a year ago, and when spring came on, I was looking for somebody who could do something like a little paint and sip, but for children.
Yeah.
Because I belong to a group, and we had invited a bunch of kids over to the house to do some painting, and everybody recommended you. So I reached out to you, and you're like, yeah, I'd love to do this. And we got the details together, and you did it. It was really, really popular.
It was so fun.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about, is that the only time you've done a paint and sip?
I have done one when I was growing up. I did one for our church group, and then I actually have 2 more coming up this next in December. So that's something I'm wanting. Actually, you kind of pushed. That's another manifestation thing, kind of, because it's something I was wanting to do, but wasn't ready to like take the leap into doing it yet. And then you just kind of trusted me to help do it for your party, and it's just kind of pushed me into that direction even more so.
Great. And what do you like about doing the paint and sips?
Well, one reason I like it is because as I get older, I don't want to be on ladders as much. So it's nice to not have to be like climbing up, and it's more of just a smaller scale. And I also just like visiting with people and not being like so much pressure to like make it look perfect or a certain way. You can kind of just have fun with it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what the paint and sips, it's not your work, it's them doing the work.
Exactly. And so I'm getting paid to just watch everyone else work. Basically.
Right. And do you have to do you choose are you very choosy about which designs you use, because you are going to be working with like basically people that aren't artists, really?
I'm pretty good at kind of simplifying it, and it's just turning into simple steps to make it look realistic. Like, for example, you've been watching me do this, and it's just kind of simple, but we do like the blue line, that's like the shadow, it's just a circle with the blue line, then the stripes over, and then a highlight. So that's just a very simple way, and that's kind of how it would be when you're doing a paint and sip party. It's just like, that's a 3 or 4 step thing, and it looks kind of realistic. And so I think that's really fun way to just get some friends together and have snacks and have some wine if you like wine, or just bring whatever your favorite drink is, and just visit with your friends and goof off and not really like take it seriously. And just, I think that's why the sip part kind of makes it fun, is just because it's just not a serious thing. It's like a silly thing, just have fun. It's a social sort of thing. So yeah.
You mentioned earlier that you have a daughter, Phoebe,
Yeah.
and is she learning how to paint? Now, you brought her to the little painting party that I had, and she did a great job, and she was such a great helper.
She loved that.
Is she picking up your artistry?
Yeah, she's actually coming to the paint and sip event I'm doing on the 13th for somebody's birthday party, and it's not even for kids, but she just wants to come help. But she's such a good artist. She likes to do kind of like almost like anime style. She really likes the cartoon and like animation kind of part of artwork right now.
How old is she now?
She's 8.
8. So like in a year or 2, maybe she'll get her first commission.
Yeah,
like you did.
Exactly. And she's actually been helping me do murals. We're doing a car dealership on Thanksgiving, and she's coming with me to paint there also.
Oh, that's very cool.
Yeah.
Does she? Do you talk to her about manifesting?
Actually, yes. It's kind of funny, but it's a little woo-woo for some people, but she and I actually do moon water sometimes, and we'll like write little notes for things that we want to manifest, and then we'll put it underneath the water and do like little moon water things. And for me, it's work. She's like, that didn't work. She doesn't believe in it really, but it's something fun to do that, you know, you can kind of like try to focus on things that goals that you're trying to set and things like that.
I mean, whether or not people believe in manifesting, it's really putting that positive energy out there.
Yeah.
And maybe, who knows, maybe by putting that positive energy out there and by focusing our energy towards something that we want or we desire to, a goal we desire to achieve, perhaps little by little we're planting seeds in our brain that help us take those actions to get there.
Totally.
Rather than just like thinking, oh, I wish this.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. That's such a good way to put it. And there's somebody else that I like to watch a lot of self-help things, but somebody would call it like, that's a permission. You're giving yourself a permission slip. So it's like a permission slip to actually achieve something.
Yeah.
So yeah, slowly, every little bit you move into that direction of being more positive, I feel like you draw more positivity towards you.
I believe that. I actually believe that. I'm not a big manifesting person, but I absolutely do believe the more positivity you put out there, the more you can attract to your life.
Definitely. Well, I feel like that's how I met you. So.
Yeah, you never know, right?
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you just look at the way that your life turns out and you're like, wow, this is almost like it was meant to be, right? So you never know. Well, you do a lot of beautiful work. You did a wonderful party, and I know that you've got more murals to do for the holiday season and a couple of paint and sips, but I hope that people can find you and actually, you know, do a lot more of the paint and sip work, because it sounds like that's what you want to do as well.
That would be really fun. So yeah, look for me. You can also look for me on Facebook. On Facebook, it's Swayne Valerie.
Swayne Valerie.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, wonderful. It was wonderful talking to you, Valerie.
Thanks again to Valerie Swayne for sharing her story and for reminding us that creativity is more than a talent. It's a way of being, a way of connecting, a way of saying, this is who I am, and this is the life I choose to paint. Want to see Valerie's work or attend one of her paint and sip events? Be sure to check out the show notes for links and local happenings. And if you loved this episode, send it to the most creative person you know and subscribe to the Savage Simplicity podcast for more stories about designing a life that actually fits. Until next time, stay bold, stay creative, and remember, sometimes in order to simplify your life, you have to be savage.